Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow that tension, any stress, any worries, to feel that they're leaving your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in, just allow your diaphragm to be activated as you're breathing in deeper than you normally would. And when you exhale, release the tension in the chest, around your neck, so that outward breath feels effortless, and just elongate the outward breath so you're breathing out for longer. The deeper you breathe, the deeper the next inward breath will be. And the more your body starts to drift to a place where change can happen naturally. Because not all changes need to be difficult. In a moment, a priority can change. A belief can be refined. A resource that is locked can be unlocked. So scan your body for any clues of tension or stress. Give permission for that to be gently released. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine an antique globe. The kind of globe that can spin on an axis. And maybe you could imagine a valuable globe. Maybe marble. And maybe brass or even precious stones there on that valuable globe, and just spin around and focus on a country that you connect with healing. Maybe it's a place with islands, lakes, and mountains. And fixate your attention on that location. And use the power of your imagination to convert an antique globe into a planet, and your perspective to become the sky. And imagine gently floating down from the sky to that healing part of the world. I want you to use the power of your imagination to create an image of a mountain surrounded by lush forests and trees, streams and lakes. And place yourself there at the foot of a mountain. The foot of a mountain where you can see a stream very close by, knowing that the stream starts high up in the mountain, perhaps from a natural spring. As you get a sense that it is your purpose to climb this mountain. Your imagination can distort time. What could take days in reality can take just minutes in your imagination. And allow climbing this mountain to represent perhaps a journey into recovery, or a significant milestone that you wish to achieve in your future. Feel that you are wearing whatever clothing is appropriate to climb this mountain, and decide to follow the path of the stream all the way up. See the freshness of the water and start walking by the stream. Until you see a pool of water connected to the stream, but somehow different, as you accept the suggestion that this is a pool of healing water. For some reason, this healing water is warm like a bath. Place yourself in that healing water, feeling that the combination of minerals and natural waters are giving your body exactly what your body needs to heal. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1 and just imagine that the water is so dense with minerals it supports your weight. So you can feel that you can sink into this pool of healing water, trusting that the healing water will aid your body in doing what it does best: healing. 5, just relaxing all the muscles in the face. 4, feeling that your neck and your shoulders are melting away any tension. 3, imagine that your internal organs are all releasing any stress, tension or worries, particularly the gut. 2, just imagine your limbs, your arms, your legs are just letting go now. And 1, just imagine how you would feel if you were drifting off into a dreamlike sleep there in that healing pool of water. In fact, in that dreamlike sleep, you can imagine being right beside you, seeing that version of you fast asleep, safe and relaxed there in that pool of water, as you allow your unconscious mind to continue walking up the mountain, following the route of the stream. And as you walk up the mountain by the side of the stream, every now and then you can see shiny, tiny glimmers of gold. As it occurs to you, there is something very valuable and precious on this mountain, and in particular in the stream. But just because there is a small amount of value doesn't mean everything is valuable. Feel that you are activating a desire to be more discerning than ever before, to seek out the value and discard the rest, focusing your time on what's most valuable, your conversations on on what most valuable, all of the interactions that create value, you gravitate towards, and all those that don't almost seem to be fading to grey. Stride by stride, you are walking up this mountain as your imagination starts seeing the mountain perhaps as a terrain that you've been familiar with before, but now you want to look at in new ways. So as you feel that healing energy flowing through your body, feeling that it's restoring health, strength, and vitality, I want you to feel a deep sense of calm and resourcefulness as you think about what returning to work means to you, making the evaluation that you are optimistic and trust in the resources that exist within you. Feel that competency and capability and know that it is there. And maybe you can imagine yourself like you're someone else, interacting with your team with fairness and accountability, but see leadership in the way you communicate, your body posture, and even tonality of your voice. But notice something strange about this future version of you. Almost like there's a shield of light around you, like a force field, protecting you from stress and negativity, any toxic interactions have no impact on you. This force field keeps you in this healing state. Anything else bounces off. And maybe there's someone specific that you could imagine. Imagine yourself dealing with maybe someone that is toxic or narrow-minded, but see yourself doing it with detachment. Observe as how you're able to maintain your peace and objectivity. And then stop by the side of the stream as you imagine you have a pan, kind of pan they would use in the frontiers in California when they were panning for gold. And just imagine scooping up silt and sludge from the stream and shaking it and rocking it and siphoning off all of this sludge and silt until only the gold nuggets remain. And feel that you can do something similar in almost all of your interactions. You're willing to filter out the sludge and the silt until you find the nuggets. And you will become more and more efficient at finding the value in amongst the sludge and the silt, the agendas, the gossip, the posturing. All of this for you now is just silt and sludge, getting in the way of you finding the nuggets of gold. So feel that strong boundary of light around you that all by itself is filtering out negativity and just allowing only the emotions of gold to come through, positivity and productivity. And each step you take at work, is also a sign that your body is recovering, a clue that you're moving towards greater health, strength, and success. And if there is a drama or a crisis, you can imagine yourself calmly and fairly addressing any issues with your team, feeling empowered and in control. You are a strong, resourceful leader with the capability of navigating any challenge with ease. And you can feel the gold of positive, productive interactions shining through, leaving the silt and sludge behind. Continue to make progress climbing up at this mountain. Feel that protective barrier keeping you safe. And now, project you into the future from a first-person perspective as you imagine returning to work with a renewed sense of purpose and vitality. That your time away has given you fresh eyes. It's a reset, an opportunity to communicate new expectations and to set a new tone of how things take place. There is no need for being a tyrant. You are able to manage your team with grace and fairness. Firm but fair, creating a positive and productive work environment as you feel an ever-growing sense of inner strength and resilience, trusting that you can handle any situation calmly and effectively. And as the days turn into weeks, notice how easy it was to introduce boundaries to keep you safe, expectations for meetings, boundaries for how much time you're willing to give. And these changes take place naturally, consistently, giving you the right balance conducive to your healing journey. As you continue up the mountain, imagine reaching the peak. And I want you to allow your imagination to create a representation of what reaching the peak of returning to work would be like for you. The right culture, the right atmosphere, less of the toxicity and more of what's truly important. And maybe this is just an aspirational North Star, something to move towards, or maybe something very achievable, possible within weeks, if not months. You decide where you're heading. As you feel the satisfaction of not just leading your team, but knowing that you are healthy, strong, and resourceful while you're doing it. Plant a seed of an idea here at the peak of the mountain as you look out beyond lakes, maybe oceans, streams and rivers. Plant the seed of an idea that you are optimistic about the future, having a deep sense that when you return to work, it won't necessarily be easy, but it will be worthwhile. And when the seed is planted there at the top of that metaphorical mountain, let me know by nodding your head. can see it already start to sprout, seconds after planting that seed, knowing that your mind is now primed to take you somewhere good. And then follow the stream all the way back down until you see yourself, your conscious mind, relaxing in a pool of healing waters all of this time. Step into that version of you, feeling that the conscious and the unconscious are now connected as one. As you leave the pool of water, you walk down all the way to the bottom, the foot of the mountain. And as you look to the peak, you have a deep sense that you have planted something at the peak that will create something magnificent in your future. But it's now time to return to the present, taking these healing thoughts, strategies to keep you protected, and optimistic ideas for the future all the way back to the here and now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully with the present moment. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.